我反省过的勇气不是这样用的，梦醒过来了，伤口复原留下伤痕。 想你了，然后怎样？一个人独来独往，在这个夜里，快冻死了。我反省过的勇气不是这样有的，梦醒过来了，伤口复原留下伤痕。把心寄到你的地址。
All right, we're good to go. Here we go for the third event in the weekend. Atomic Swap, AtomicDEX from Komodo, swap event weekend. Stress test to the max. We've already gone past expectations so far, but of course, expectations are always meant to be broken around this community. There's some great stuff happening here. And for this third event, we have members from Komodo Team, Qtum Team. We've got our familiar faces with Auto and J Charming running the show from all angles here. And of course, our great Komodo team in the background doing all the heavy lifting, making sure that this goes as smoothly as possible. So welcome everyone. Thanks for being here. And I'm just gonna go around and say hi to everyone individually and get a little bit of an idea of who's here with us right now. So let's start with Qtum. Thank you so much for joining us. Who's here from Qtum? We have John. We also
Hello.
have, yeah, hi John. Why don't you say hi and give us a little bit of background, like what are you doing with Qtum and anything else you want to share?
Of course. Hello, everyone. I'm John Sienna. I'm the head of growth at Qtum. I've been with the team for over 4 years now. So, yeah, I've seen a lot, done a lot. Right now, I'm leading community, business development, and marketing when it comes to the Western side. So, I'm glad to be here. I've been swapping some Rick and Morty's this morning. It's going to do another one right now. But yeah, got it up.
Excellent. Nice. Thanks for being here, being with us. We're going to say hi also to Frank. Are you there, Frank?
Hey, how you doing? My name is Frank Bruno. I'm the community manager for Quantum. I've been the community manager for a little over a year now, and just a great community. And I'm really excited to find out about this stress test and how good we're gonna test your platform.
Great. Thanks for being here, joining us for this event. And from Komodo's business development team is here, PTYX. Hi, do you want to say hi?
Hi, how are you guys?
Yeah, good to have you with
Happy to
us.
hear.
Deep knowledge, yeah,
Yeah,
deep
same here.
knowledge of Komodo, and we're looking forward to getting some of that from you today. Do you want to share what you're doing with Komodo and anything else you'd like to share with us?
Sure. The focus right now from the business team is developing relationships with projects, with companies, also third-party developers to basically use the technology that we've already built. So that includes the AtomicDEX protocol, includes some of the tokenization modules that are available on Komodo, and then just general blockchain development. So we're trying to expand our connections to the companies because the project itself has been developing for quite a few years, and we feel confident now that the technology is ready to be adopted. So that's the main goal, is to get people to use the tech now.
Fantastic. And as usual, we have Otto and Jay Charming here. Before we get to Otto and Jay Charming, I just want to just give a little heads up here. Right now, currently, we're doing the onboarding process. In about 5 minutes or so, Jay Charming is going to come on and help us figure out, if you haven't already, he's going to walk us through getting registered for this swap competition. And then also we'll talk about some prizes as well that are ongoing.
Okay.
Yeah. So Auto and JC, do you guys want to say anything?
Yeah, hello. I'm here again on the background, running the stream. I'm looking forward to contributing if there's something, but seems like we have so many people, so I think I'll just keep quiet and let you guys talk and enjoy.
Excellent, thanks. And JC?
Yeah, sure thing. I'm gonna probably saddle up right next to Otto there. We've we've been at it all week and at it already for quite a while with all the streams. Happy to be here and happy to keep on doing it. We have some really great presenters here and a lovely MC, and the development team is all in their channels in the background too. So we're all here, present, accounted for. There's definitely two things I want to point towards. One is that there were a bunch of swaps that came in since the last event closed. At the end of the last event, we were sitting around 25,000, and we were talking about the next goal to be like 100,000 by the end of the event. Right now, on that page, when you go to AtomicDEX.io/stress test and you go look at the boards, well, it looks like they just got reset. But at the end of the hour,
Yeah, I
when
see
the global boards get reset, you're going to see over 52,000 plus whatever gets added here. So if this swap hour brings in 50,000, then we'll have hit our 100,000 goal, and we'll have to move that marker again, stretch over to 1 million, I guess, 1 million by December 18th.
Fantastic. And yeah, you guys are working so hard. I'm noticing John over there working pretty hard too. Look at him completing swap after swap. We're here talking a bit
He's going at
about DeFi. Yeah, we're here talking a bit. The theme for this event is DeFi specifically with Qtum. So a new age for DeFi. John, do you have any thoughts? And Frank, you can please speak up as well. What do you want to share with us around that theme and Qtum in general? And yeah, talk to us.
Yeah, so happy to be a part of this. It's great what you guys are doing at AtomicDEX. I think, you are decentralizing the decentralized space because, right now it's been focused pretty much primarily on Ethereum and, Ethereum-based DEX. But this kind of opens it up, so it's cross-chain now, so you're not centralized on one chain in that aspect. And yeah, we've been building. We launched a grant program in August, so it's up to $5 million. So if anyone wants to build on top of Qtum, a DeFi protocol, we're happy to take a look at your project and try to get you some funding.
Excellent. So yeah, this is sounding great. We're gonna have a more in-depth talk even more. So this is exciting already. Sorry, didn't mean to really cut you off there. Please keep going.
Well, what I was gonna say is, we're really appreciative of you guys adding the QRC20 support. So now you could swap any QRC20. So if any of these new DeFi protocols build their own token on top of Qtum, you'll be able to swap it using AtomicDEX, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, you'll be able to swap it
And
against Bitcoin and basically any other native chain on AtomicDEX.
Yeah, really. I think I just completed my last swap, so I like that little sound notification.
And I bet it not, but
you're having fun there.
We've been working on the sounds.
I'm not jumping here and let everyone know that Delton has prepared us a Qtum, custom Qtum addition animation that I will just put on the screen right now. So enjoy. Okay. This is the new feature that I just rolled out.
You guys see it? I don't see it on my end.
And you guys don't see it because there's a delay, but it's there. So yeah, let's continue.
All right. Well, PTY, you were saying something about the sounds that you were talking about.
Yeah, many people don't know that the reason why there's sounds on the DEX is because you actually need them to keep the application running in order for swaps to fulfill. The way that the app stores work is that they have certain requirements for the app to run in the background. And since it's a swap that is a peer-to-peer swap, similar to like downloading or uploading a torrent, where you need the client online at all times, the phone or the desktop needs to be connected to the network. So basically, the sound makes sure that's happening. We're working on a better solution to that. But initially, the sounds were just like placeholders. Now I think they've changed them. They've made them a little bit more friendly. But eventually, I think they will either be removed or it'll just not be as noticeable.
Right. It's a nice workaround. All those Apple requirements.
Right. Yeah.
And Frank, did you want to share anything with us around your perspective on Qtum, DeFi, or if you want to share anything you've noticed about Komodo? We're going to go to a break in a short second here, but you can have the last word here.
All right. Well, just Qtum's working hard on reducing the block spacing for DeFi, and also we're working really hard on a tool set called Janus that's going to make it very easy even easier for Ethereum projects to port over to Quantum, as well as, like John said, funding. So, you know, we're working on a lot of stuff, and Quantum, I think, is the only blockchain that's up to date with Bitcoin. I think that's something to be proud of.
Right.
I'm not sure if we
Nice.
are the only.
Okay.
I think we are. All
Sounds
right.
really good, and we'd like to hear a bit more about that after. We're gonna go into right now just a brief segment for all the users. Jay Charman is gonna take us through how to download and register the AtomicDEX wallet and get going with the swap event. Okay, Jay Charman, I'm gonna throw it over to you. You ready?
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So, everybody, we've got the Atomic Swap Hour coming up. It's just 19 minutes away now. We're getting ready to build up some swap volume, see what's going on. You can see that this is going to be the leaderboard. We've got total swaps, swaps per hour, users participated. This is going to fill up right now. Last time I took a peek at it, it was sitting around 52,000. We were hoping to get 100,000 by December 18th. That's a week past the stress test date. That was our new stretch goal that we put into place at last event. We are now at 52,000. So it's looking like we're going to hit that 100,000 mark. So we're going to have to stretch again. We're going to start looking to see, can we get 1 million? Can we get 1 million before the end of the year? We're pretty excited about all this. So how do you participate? First thing that you can do, if you don't know where to start, is go straight to our Twitter. You can go to our Twitter and find the pinned tweet where you can find the main blog post. It's the same thing that's pinned at the top of our Reddit. It's the thing that's in our blog if you go to our webpage, komodoplatform.com. It's the same thing if you go to somewhere else. That's very important. Lost it. It's everywhere is the point. You probably have it in your reg forms that were distributed by your local community. Oh, it's in our Discord. It's in the pin there. You just stop by and everybody will point you to it. So from here, you can make your way on down to stress test website. You've got your registration form right here. You got your competition details and you got the full event. Stress test website, which is what we were just on. You got your little download at the top. So click the download button and it's going to automatically detect your system need to download. It's iOS, Windows. I've already got it downloaded and placed in the background. So I'm going to go ahead and walk through the installer script for Windows. Click twice, opens up this wonderful wizard made by CA and the wonderful team themselves, Komodo Wizards. We're going to continue on, and we've got the AtomicDEX desktop is the file name we want to go after. Let's see now. I'm going to actually browse to make a new file because I want one just for this Qtum event, just because it makes it easier for me since I do this a couple times. There we go. Self a new path. And I'm going to continue on. AtomicDEX desktop. Yep, that's the one I want. Got the license right here. Going to take a few seconds to talk about the license. This terms of service. Everybody be sure to take a moment to read it, of course, as you always should, but none of us do. However, this one is particularly nice. The language in this license talks about how the protocol and the AtomicDEX is free and will be free forever. We want you to use it. We want you to clone it. We want you to fork it. We want you to build stuff on top of it. And when you language of this terms of service says that you need to be sure that if you're building on top of it, that you're making a free use of that product as well, or at least of that protocol layer, and that you're not barring it off. So we want this to be free. Like it's never going to be bought up, closed off. It's an open source protocol. It's for everybody. It's for basically making the world a better place. It's a dream. It's a dream come true. And we built language to support that idea here right into the contract. And there's another little nice section here that I actually haven't commented on often, but CA, the wonderful lead developer, took the extra mile so that people that do want to build their own product but don't want to have to go through all like the crazy back channels, you can find information down here that helps you build your own licensing agreement stuff with some basic information so that you can just kind of plug and play your own thing and walk on out the door. So we've made it as basically as easy as possible to release your own app in terms of service and like be as much fulfilled as you need to be. It's really a great thing. They're always thinking. The Komodo team is just fantastic. So I'm going to move on. So AtomicDEX desktop, that's my shortcut that I want that it's going to ask me for. And now it asks me if I'm ready to install. I would click install, but I've already got it installed on my desktop. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel out because that's when you would run the installer. And I'm going to open it up for my desktop instead. And I've got two monitors and it always seems to open up in my main. So I'm going to drag it on over when it opens up. There it is. Entry portal into the AtomicDEX. It's funny, at this point, I've been getting so used to it over months that that feeling like when you start when you used to log into Coinbase or BitMEX or something like that feeling is there now. Like I want to see this, like I expect to see this when I go somewhere and I want to use an exchange. It's a cool feeling. So from here, I've already got some wallets set up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through a basic new wallet. So I got to make a new wallet name. How about being in love with Qtum, because it's a great segment. Let's see now, I need to confirm my seed. I'm going to go ahead and copy that seed in there. And now I've got my password, Hunter2. That's always a nice safe one. Confirm my password, Hunter2 again. And from here, I would hit continue, but I'm obviously not going to be using this wallet since I'm got it on the live stream and it's going to be super compromised. So I'm going to go back out of that. I'm going to pretend as though I just made a wallet, and I've got one down here, the My Komodo wallet. I'm going to go ahead and log into it. Initializing, enabling, and this wonderful lightweight wallet pops open with all my assets preloaded that I was using last time. And shout out to Einsteinium, who was here for our last swap hour. So I'm going to go ahead and add Qtum just because I can. I've got Qtum testnet, and there seems to be something else here too. Got Qtum testnet, got the QRC20 testnet, and I got Qcash. You know what? Let's just load them all up. Sounds really great, right? Major props for the Qtum collaboration here. It's absolutely fantastic. So what we're going to actually be trading on to build swap volume is our Rick and Morty test coins, the ones that we've been using forever here in the AtomicDEX. And they have their own little faucets that you can pull from. So I tell you what, can somebody in the Discord throw me out their public address so I can schlep off my Morty coins and see if I can draw some new ones from the faucet? Any public address at all? What do we got, everybody?
Here, 1 second.
Anybody got one there for me?
Yeah, 1 second.
All right. Send these away so then I can tap the faucet, because the faucet is set up so that you can't tap it indefinitely, which is nice.
It's just loading now. 1 second. And you need a Morty address, right?
There we go.
Okay.
Komodo address is just, I got one from Donkey Al right there in the Discord. Thanks. Here we go. We got recipient's address. I'm about to send. I'm going to send you all my Morty. Sure. Nice. So that was just a little transfer there out of the wallet. And you know what? While I've got your address, I'm going to go ahead and send you a little bit of Komodo. How about that? Thanks for helping out with the stream. Much appreciated. What do we got here? I've got 82 Komodo in there. So if I send you 5, that'll bring me back to 7s. That makes me pretty happy. Thanks a bunch. And just another nice feature about this is that it's asynchronous, so that it immediately updates your interface even while everything's going on in the background. That was a fantastic update put in place by the dev team right after the, I think it was the 0.30 initial beta release. It was absolutely great. So moving on to the faucet now, I'm going to go because I'm out of work. I just dropped out. Am I still in voice?
Yeah, I hear you now.
You're back, Jay. Okay, we've lost Jay Charming for the moment, but that's okay. We're going to pick it up. Basically, what Jay Charming is saying is that you're going to tap that faucet and you should get the coins you need in order to proceed. I'm not sure where we are in the screen right now, but needless to say, once you have that ready, you can start accessing the trades. Once Jay Charming's back, he's going to speak specifically about that. But in the meantime, I'll just move over to some of the prizes, prize opportunities. Okay, when Jay Charming gets back, he'll complete that section. Sounds good? Okay.
Sounds good.
So in terms of prizes, because there are lots of fun prizes here, we've got a few different ways to win prizes. For example, there's a lottery style, a raffle style. So that's why registering your wallet is important for this, because then it keeps track, and then you get an opportunity like a raffle or a lottery style, where if you swap, then you've got a ticket in there and you might win some prizes that way. There's also a way to win prizes where we're all combining together as a community, creating as much volume as we can. We've already seen a nice large volume, and so we're just creating volume, and that will then include us in an opportunity to get some prize rewards. And in this case, it'll be, if I'm not mistaken, it'll be the community spotlight, and you might be up for winning some of those coins. In this case, we're with Qtum. So I'm not sure what's happening with that. In previous stream, it was also combined, matched. So anyhow, this is pretty exciting for that prize pool. And then there's another prize pool for all of you leaders out there on the leaderboards. There are prizes in terms of the most accumulated swaps so far, and also during each specific event, the most accumulated swaps within that specific event. And during the stream, there will be some opportunities for ad hoc opportunities to win some prizes that'll get thrown out there, and you can just follow along the live stream, and you'll get a chance to earn some prizes like that, possibly. All right. How does that sound, everyone?
Sounds excellent. So can you still cover where can people register? Like there's still about 7 minutes left before the deadline hits. So anyone is still able to join the upcoming bounty hour. So how do they do that?
Correct. So for joining, we have Kadan here. Nice to see you. If you want to say anything during this time, please jump in, okay?
Thanks a lot. Hey guys, hope you're all doing great. Great to see you. And yeah, just move on. Yeah, I don't want to take your word. Thank you.
Excellent. Okay, so in terms of registering, if we've gotten to the registration point, right? We're at the point where we're getting into the faucet and starting up a trade.
All right. And do we have JC back yet to finish?
No, not yet. Oh, maybe here he is.
I think we do. Just maybe. Luck of the devil.
We've got you. We can hear you now, JC. Welcome back.
Thanks. You got me on stream okay, Otto, or did that all get interrupted too?
Yeah, I'm gonna change you back and you can continue where you left off.
All right. I think I'll get the award for the first network drop of the stream. Hopefully I also get the award for the second. We'll see how this goes for the next 12 hours. 24 hours, something like that, right? All right. So I'm going to log back into my wallet. And I'm going to go through the registration process because we don't have that much time left until it starts. And I want to make sure that everybody gets a feeling for that and what's going on there. So remember on that wonderful form that you found pinned to the top of our Twitter, that you found pinned to the top of our Reddit, that you found in our Discord, that you probably got in your email, in the newsletter, that you probably found being circulated around your community? Well, on that, there is one that says full event schedule and competition details. Everything leads to each other on this form. It's great. As you go to competition details, there's an event registration form. And from here, we're asking for two details, your email address and your AtomicDEX KMD address. And this is kind of our bot protection barrier. And once we have this and we know that you're participating, we know we can go ahead and airdrop you coins from all the events that you end up participating in into your wallet. So you can come back to each event and earn guaranteed prizes from each event. Swappers swapping this time will be earning Qtum. Swappers swapping last time earned Einsteinium, and we've got more to come for other events out there. So I'm going to go ahead and plug in my AtomicDEX KMD address right over here for receive, copy, paste, add in an email address here, Charmy Komodo. Yes, this is my AtomicDEX KMD address, and boom, there I have it. If I had checked the box that said I don't have it or I need help, there's a download here, and our lovely content creator, head of content, Delton, also set up an automated system so that you receive an email that says I need help. And there's also this wonderful tutorial. It's like help you find your way through it if you need it. It's all there as you find your way through the process. Again, shout out to Delton Rhodes up here. Excellent head of content over here. So with all that in mind, I'm pretty sure we have all the information we need and we're closing in on the swap hour.
Yep, so we are gonna transition into a very short break, and after the break the registration closes, so 2 more minutes left and then the swap hour begins. So see you guys on the other side of this break.
All right, see you in a minute. All right, we're live again, back with the Qtum members, John and Frank. We're with PTYX from the Komodo team. We've got Kadan here, Auto and JC as well, and I'm Giuliano. Thanks for being here. We're coming up into the stress test hour. So JC is gonna go quickly through some details on how to get started with that. And then we're gonna talk to PTY and Qtum and have a great time.
JC, if you're speaking, we cannot hear you. We do see your computer though.
How's that? How's that?
You are back.
Thanks, Otto. I appreciate it. So, kickoff swap, which I'm sure everything is underway already because there's things getting counted up on the statistics website. So I'm going to go to Rick. I'm going to go to swap. I'm going to make sure that I have Morty selected over there, and I am going to sell some Rick into Morty. I'm going to choose in the slider exactly how much I want to do, which are things that you cannot do on the Uniswap pools that are the AMM smart contracts that are not very secure and they're unaudited and get rug pulls and everything else. But I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about secure swaps and how they go. So kickoff swap done. Handing it on over to Giuliano, who I think knows what's coming next.
That is correct. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, absolutely.
Wonderful. We're going to talk here with PTYX from the Komodo team. PTYX is a contact with Qtum, setting up and onboarding for this situation. We've got Qtum working closely with Komodo now, and Qtum is working in towards DeFi specifically, as well as some other things that they're doing. So PTYX, did you want to share a little bit on your perspective about Komodo and its place in DeFi, role in DeFi, AtomicDEX, of course, and if you want to tie anything in with Qtum, that'd be lovely.
Sure. Yeah, for us, I think the word DeFi is fairly new. When we started working on the AtomicDEX, there was no DeFi. And the vision has stayed the same for the AtomicDEX, which is bridging blockchain protocols for them to be able to become interoperable, where you can be able to communicate between them, execute trades, and do all sorts of things that we can't even imagine now. But the idea is to build these bridges. So as DeFi evolved, it mainly evolved around Ethereum. And I think John mentioned something earlier that is great. And I think it hits the nail on the head, where Komodo or where Ethereum is just building a decentralized finance platform, or other projects are building it on Ethereum. What Komodo is doing is decentralizing the DeFi. With the solutions that exist right now for DeFi, you're pretty limited. You're pretty limited to either ERC20 tokens or something that's interacting with ERC. And with Komodo, it's basically the opposite. If you're added to the AtomicDEX protocol, you're basically able to trade across the whole board. Well, whether it's a ERC20 token against Bitcoin UTXO, or between Qtum and a QRC, vice versa. Anyway, that you could do the trade, it's possible to do it on the AtomicDEX. Some of the benefits that you get with the AtomicDEX is, and this goes back to the original vision, which was for you to be able to swap without needing a proxy token, without needing centralized parties. So I think that's the main difference, and that's really the thing that is powerful about AtomicDEX is the decentralized nature of the actual of the swaps that are taking place. I think the flexibility of it, where you can trade tokens or coins like Bitcoin, which are very, very different from a smart contract like an ERC20 token, or for example, a QRC20 token, completely different architectures. Now you can trade between them without having to wrap these coins. So just to put it in practice, you can deposit on your wallet, and from your wallet, you're able to trade with any of the other coins that are available. You don't have to wrap tokens. You don't have to give them to centralized parties where you have to trust. And I think that's really, really the main thing that AtomicDEX does well, and how it will evolve into DeFi is that it will expand the reach of DeFi. So Komodo's building something that will have a wider penetration for decentralized finance, not only for decentralized projects like Ethereum, but also for centralized projects like financial institutions that are going to use this technology to trade assets, to trade cryptos, to trade, you know, commodities, things like this. And with the QRC and the Qtum integration, I think it's very important because we've already integrated ERCs in Ethereum, and we did that a long time ago, but it did not get as much attention as it should have. And with Qtum, we have a very unique situation where we can already use what was already built for ERCs and tweak it a bit, make it work for QRCs. And since Qtum is just now getting exposure, I think we have a better opportunity to showcase the possibility of QRC DeFi being interactable and interoperable with Bitcoin, with you know, Ethereum, with every other coin that's available on the AtomicDEX. I think it'll get more, it'll get like, yeah, more notice than it did when we integrated Ethereum. You know, it helps Qtum in a sense that now they can look forward to building solutions for DeFi that will be, you know, interactable with other blockchains, but it also helps us a lot because it gives a lot of notice to the AtomicDEX of things that we've already been able to do, but it's just now being done, or people are just now taking notice of it.
Wow. Sounds about right. It sounds about right. John, did you, or Frank, did you have a quick thought about what PTYX just said?
Yeah, I was just gonna go off the comment that you guys had built, you know, started building AtomicDEX before the DeFi became a buzzword, and you know, I really agree with that statement. If you think about it, Bitcoin itself, you know, back all the way in January 2009, that was DeFi, the birth of it. You know, be your own bank that send across the world with no intermediary. That is the ethos of DeFi. I think it really just caught on because, you know, it is catchy. And there's now a whole suite of products besides just, you know, storing your own coins and sending. You could, you know, do leverage trading across some DEX. You could, yeah, exchange peer-to-peer, token to token. There's lending. There's just like a whole, you know, real suite. So now you're not just like a bank, but I mean, like a bank where you could just store and have your own deposits, but you have all these other financial instruments that, yeah, just take this whole space to the next level. So applaud you guys for being, you know, they're pretty early on this more DeFi 2.0 phase. But yeah, we're glad to be part of it, and you know, we want to keep building with you guys.
Awesome.
Phenomenal. Yeah, phenomenal. We're going to continue with these thoughts. PTY, you got to get out of here shortly. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Is there any way if somebody, yeah, no worries, no worries. If anybody needs to reach you or wants to talk to you, is there any plug you want to give yourself quickly?
Yeah, I mean, feel free to reach out to partners@komodoplatform.com. You can write me directly at charles@komodoplatform.com. And yeah, if you want to add your project to the AtomicDEX, let us know and we'll work with you just like we have with Qtum and with other projects to make sure that you become interoperable and you know, add you as soon as possible.
All right, super. Well, we wish you a farewell. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
And yeah, and we'll see you around soon.
Yeah, you as well.
Yeah, there's a long
Perfect,
weekend
John.
ahead of
Nice
us.
to
Yeah.
see you, and nice to see you too, DC.
All righty.
Yeah. Thank you,
but
PTY.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to see you too. PTY
Should I drop off now or should I wait? Because I know it'll mess up the stream. Right?
It's okay. It's okay. I got everything under control.
All Thanks, sir. You're
Okay,
so
okay, all right, all
considerate.
right.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right. We are going to continue with that thought, though, that idea of where that was going. Kadana, you're there. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. Just took me a while, to switch back all these tabs and everything. Yeah, I'm around. What's up, man?
Excellent. Do you have a moment to talk? I don't know if you heard what was just spoken right there, talking about DeFi and Komodo, AtomicDEX, and then into Qtum, and we're moving into this new age of DeFi. What do you think's coming next? And we were talking earlier on a stream where we heard about the possibility of going beyond specifically the coins and tokens and moving into data and things like that. Where has this not gone that it will likely go in your mind?
So I think the era of wider adoption has sort of already started. And what I do believe is when a technology has the power to fundamentally revolutionize a traditional system, such as the financial system, the government and the layers behind these traditional systems that could get revolutionized with technology such as blockchain and DeFi won't let this just happen. Means they would want to have like their control, the regulations, their stack, their share, their piece of the cake, right? And I believe what we're probably gonna see like coming now in the very near future is sort of a de-goved layer, something that will make our tech, our technology, the industry compatible with governmental layers, regulatories, etc. As of today, we're just seeing sort of enforcement. It's not properly implemented. It's a problem internationally. You have a few countries sort of overkilling it, right? Arresting people, this and that. And then you have like countries who do not care at all, right? They just like let you do whatever you want until day X, right? So I believe these are things where we're like heading now, regardless of really all the use cases. I believe you mentioned like, regarding the topics like exchange of data, not just like exchange of value and stuff like this, right? So I believe the use cases with this technology stack are limited, really as endless as the tech possibility itself. So I think this is like one path that probably like the mainstream industry, just the economic model, right? I mean, at the end of the day, the entire socio-economic model is based on this monetary layer, on this financial structure. So I do believe this technology is gonna play a major key role in on this side of things. But I'm certain government regulators are gonna have their very specific place and position in this construct, and they're gonna like basically become compatible, with the tech, if you want to put it like that. I do see this coming as the next, after all the regulations get more clear, they're probably gonna like get real technology, like tech skilled and tech vetted parties on top. If you look at like hearings now, in front of commissions, parliaments, etc., the people discussing these topics and making the decision do not have any idea about the tech. This is like my core opinion, right? So I speak just for myself, but this is the impression I do get. They don't really understand the technology. They don't understand, the implications of the technology from various perspectives, not just a technical perspective, but specifically the legal perspective. So I think we're like one generation away, so probably a couple of years, I don't know, like the coming 5 to 10 years, we should see like some real like implementation, integration into the society model. I hope that answers the question, or at least my perspective.
No, brilliant for sure, and that rings a similar tune into my ear as well. I appreciate the way you put it. It's very thought-provoking for sure. So it seems as though, from what I get from you, it sounds like this idea of getting some virtual freedom is possible, but it will take some time, but it's on the way. Is that the idea?
Yes, that's the idea.
Thank you very much. And we're going to also swing over to Qtum and ask for your thoughts and comments about anything that was just said or anything that you want to add. So John, Frank.
Yeah, we're a few years away from seeing maybe, a NASDAQ chain where I can imagine you use AtomicDEX to swap from, you know, some coin to whatever is on the Nasdaq. That'd be pretty awesome. And then, you know, decentralize traditional finance, and that as much as you can, you know. I'm sure they'll probably try to put in place some controls, but if you really want to, you know, think about like America's biggest exporter, which is probably freedom and the idea of it. If you decentralize the stock exchange and give people access to that around the world, that's really, you know, it's transformative. People like they're stuck in countries where, you know, they can get their money out and it's just constantly devalued day after day. So if you could put that into some revenue generating asset, such as a company, yeah, I mean, people will have a lot more possibilities. You know, people like there's a quote that, you know, opportunity is not as distributed as well as mind share. So that's why you have brain drain from certain countries to go where the opportunities are. But once you put essentially opportunities on the blockchain, you know, the whole world could be a better place.
Wow. Yes. Yes. My mind is exploding here. This is incredible. I like the ideas that you're sharing. It's making a lot of sense. And you know what? We're gonna move into some stats very soon. Are you still making some swaps there, John? Or is Frank doing that? How's it
Uh,
going? Are you enjoying your
oh,
experience with this?
yeah. 3 of 3. Check. Just
Cool.
completed another one.
Excellent. All right. And so is there any other last thing that you wanted to say, Karan, about like how's it going for you so far? Are you enjoying? Are you surprised by what's happening? How is this for you so far? You've been architecting so much of this with the brilliant team of Komodo. So
Yes, the
from
entire
that
team.
perspective, yeah, from that perspective, how's the feeling right now? I know it's like a game where maybe it's not even the first period is not even over, barely. So I understand that aspect of it. But so far, let's take an intermission little interview here from you with all the sweat dripping down your brow. What are your thoughts and feelings right now?
Um, I'd say mostly like the emotions are very, very positive. I'm super excited. I'm also very happy and very proud, right? This is like a full team effort. It's a full team, you know, like we're 20, 30 people working restless nonstop. Most of us work 7 days a week, including Sundays. So this, for us, this is now like the real reward, the real payment that we get seeing the technology out there in. This is basically a production environment what we are running right now. So it's super exciting, and we are not even officially out of the beta program. This was a long, almost 2-year lasting beta program with a lot of revisions, a lot of refactoring, a lot of work. We based a lot of the most recent work actually on the previous feedbacks on the network operation and metrics from the last 1 to 2 years. So I believe I speak for the entire team when I say this is like a huge relief, but we also know the party is not over yet. This is just the beginning. End of this year, we're targeting a stable release announcement. And we also will reach the point where we just release the Kraken, right? We will have like the mobile libraries out. Anyone will really be able to fetch a library, a simple library, implement it into any application. This can be a wallet, a game, whatever. And this library basically gives you a wallet and DEX capabilities. This is what the current DeFi core is capable of doing with AtomicDEX. And it's just like super, super, super exciting. Yes, if I was to just express the emotional state right now, I believe most like of the team members have already opened the one beer bottle, and we are virtually cheering because it's just it's positive for us, yeah, to see a network. And we're running a very, very limited infrastructure. This is something maybe I want to add. It's interesting for technical parties. So for example, we had nodes, we had infrastructure where one single node, and these are really like super like resource limited VPS servers, carry like 1,000 simultaneous swaps on just one single, a core machine. Just like to give you like an example. So this is it's like IoT ready. I mean, you know what this means, like as technology people, so we can have this one day in our fridge, right? And have it take care of our shopping. So I don't know, like just like thinking out loud. I think the technology and having this confirmation and validation is the most exciting thing that we are experienced in the last 2 years.
Aha, yes, thank you. That's again, it makes so much sense, and I hear you. And it is one thing that I've noticed from my limited capacity to see and know these things. But Komodo technologically is so thorough, and it's almost like you think of things that haven't even been thought of yet, and it's quite brilliant, really. So we're gonna be very pleased as things keep moving forward, and we know how hardworking you all are, and the community is only getting stronger. It's being built right now with some good energy and good fervor. So there's a lot of light coming through all these little cracks, and as soon as it feels like something's going to break open, doesn't it? Does it feel like that for you?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
All right, and we're just soon going to be checking in here. I'm very thankful for everyone joining. If you're joining on the live stream right now, thanks for being here. I hope you're doing good with the atomic swap competition. The stress test is going off quite well, as we've heard from CTO CA333, and we're going to also get some stats, some more specific stats very soon.
One quick information, just because we've seen in the community, the testers and users, some ask why are the stats not updating, or I think even it was a question here. So there's like a timer in order to not just like overload the server, and we do like the stats sync in like small batches. So initially it's like after the first 10 minutes, it will parse the swap databases and will then generate the results for the website statistics, just so the users and you guys are aware. This is all running in the background. They can just like keep going, and after like 10 minutes, they will see the first update on the stats page.
Wow, thank you for that. We appreciate it. And on that note, the stats have just updated. Jay Charming is here to give us an update. JC, if you're talking, we can't hear you.
Hey, it looks like that we are at 3,661 swaps total for the first 23 minutes of this swap. So it seems like most communities, when we're doing the community spotlight, are reaching 10,000 for their swap hour. I have no doubt that Qtum can do the same, and I think that the current all-time high for a single community was 11,700. So I'm really curious if Qtum's going to pull that off. 173 users participating, which is actually I think that's even a little bit higher than last time right now. So we've got probably people rolling over and more Qtum people joining the community and everything else. So probably check out these stats after we get back from the break. I think that, at least I think there's a break. Back over to you for sure.
All righty. Yes, we are going to break now. Otto, you can take us into the break.
All right, see you guys on the other side.
Thank you. See you.
Later.
See you guys.
And we're back with the live stream for the stress test from Komodo, stressing that AtomicDEX beauty. Everything's going pretty well so far. We're going to have a stats update in a few minutes. We're still here with some Komodo and Qtum members. We're going to have a nice chat with the Qtum members for a little bit after this. But before we do that, we're going to just ask about the first live stream with Kadan, CA333. He put out a crypto puzzle. You might not be aware of this, or if you are aware of it, and we're just going to get a little update, a little follow-up from CA333 here. So do you want to share with us about that crypto puzzle again?
Sure. So the crypto puzzle, it's like not really any complex puzzle this time, or something where you'd need, like, I don't know, algebra or mathematics or physics skills and so on. This one is really like a super simple one. The riddle itself, it's basically my environment. So the picture that you can see right now, that carries like an object, maybe a number, I don't know. There is something which carries the seed, which you could type into AtomicDEX, and that will then reveal the public keys and the private keys with the actual 333 Komodos. And around, I don't know, like just like very recently in the last 30 minutes, I've posted a hint into the Discord channel, and I will like show you the hint again. And if you just like count like 1 + 1, you should be able to crack this puzzle. It's not too specific. I'll give even a second hint. It doesn't contain any cryptic message or something like that. It doesn't even contain digits, right? So it's just the alpha string, and it should be like very simple to crack. And if it does not get cracked until tomorrow, we will increase the pot. So we will just refund the public key, and we will make it 777 Komodo instead of a 333.
Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting. Sounds good. All right. Well, I hope everyone gets their minds working with those hints, and good luck to whomever wants to try. And we'll see if we'll get an update soon on if somebody wins that one. If they need to know anything about how to participate, what do they need to do, CA?
All you need is basically AtomicDEX, the mobile wallet or the desktop wallet, and that's where you can use a custom seed, and the custom seed is basically the solution for the item or object or whatever that is
Perfect.
visible on my environment.
Perfect. And that's how you can unlock the wallet. And then once you unlock the wallet, you probably want to move those out of there, right? Because if somebody else figures it out, they might grab that. Okay, good. All right. We're going to move over. Let's check out some stats right now. JC, do we have any stats for us?
Absolutely. So stats update 6,648. Geez. So basically in 10 minutes, everybody here doubled the amount of test swaps that was happening. That was a huge burst all of a sudden. 212 users participating. That means that's a bump in about 4 users. So people are talking, people are showing up here, people are swapping. This is, yeah, I'm feeling good that Qtum's going to break the 10,000 barrier, that they're not going to get left behind.
Fantastic. Okay, well, we're going to come back to some more stats as they continue to move forward. We'll come back in maybe 10 minutes or so, or 20 minutes. But until then, we're going to talk to the Qtum team members that are here. Once again, reintroducing John and Frank. You guys want to say hi?
Hey guys, John again, head of growth at Qtum. Thanks for putting us in the lead. Doing a few myself, trying to bump up the numbers, but I could only do so many. But yeah, really appreciate everyone's support for us and for AtomicDEX and Komodo. Thank you.
So the theme right now in this event segment is DeFi. Qtum has gotten closer and closer into DeFi. Do you want to talk more about that other than what you've already said? Do you want to get further into that for us?
Yeah, I would say, yeah, the community should take a look, but yeah, there's also a DEX built on Qtum, so that's one interesting thing. And there's a couple others coming out, maybe another stable coin. So we hope that seeds a lot more in the DeFi space on Qtum. So yeah, check it out, play around, and then maybe you could pick up some QRC20s there to exchange on the Komodo DEX, and yeah, really cross-pollinate the ecosystem.
And Qtum is unique in its own way of combining the Bitcoin and Ethereum into a new way of interacting on in the blockchain technologies. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah. Maybe I should go over that a little bit. I know Jordan will also touch base on it. He's Qtum's co-founder.
Yes.
But at a basic level, Qtum uses Bitcoin's UTXO model. As Frank mentioned earlier, we're one of the only projects to be up to date with their current code base, which is version 20.1 or 0.21. And then we use an account abstraction layer. That way we're able to have smart contracts. A lot of people back in the early days, they try to build smart contracts on Bitcoin's UTXO model, such as Counterparty, but it's pretty difficult. So yeah, we are able to use the EVM on top of the UTXO chain because of that. So that's why it was so easy, or relatively easy for you guys to implement QRCs, because they operate in almost the same exact way as ERC20s. So that also really helps our DeFi ecosystem. So there's projects who are building what's already been built and forking the code from those protocols and bringing them over to Qtum. And it's
very
also
nice.
a proof of stake, so you don't have to wait another 2 years. And we also do it in a pretty decentralized way. So anybody could run a node. There's no real limit, like having 32 ETH, which is a lot of money nowadays. And then you could take delegations from other people. So in that sense, it is decentralized. Where but they also don't have to give up the custody of their coins. So you could stake for them. You could receive a fee if it's your friend. It's pretty nice, and it's easy to run a Qtum node. You could run it on a Raspberry Pi. So if you really think about decentralizing the space, not everyone has access to server space, because that could be pretty expensive. But one of the cheapest computers in the world is a Raspberry Pi. So yeah, we want to really keep it as easy to build on top of, and easy to use, and easy to stake. It's really like an entry level platform for people coming in to crypto, to not be too scary or too technical. So that's what we hope to achieve, is bringing in new users, educating them on how everything works, and not to be too scary.
Fantastic. That sounds really good. And those details were key. I'm glad you shared those details with us. So where you are in your perspective with Qtum, where are you noticing the traction? Obviously, DeFi is one of the areas, I'm sure. Do you want to talk about that, and where the traction is coming from for you? What you're noticing?
Yeah, so I think the traction, is like, since we announced the DeFi push, and also that fork and allowing the delegated staking, offline staking is what we call it, just this past August, that's been really huge for us. We've seen a lot of new users, a lot of new validators, because some people, some businesses, they didn't want to take custody of other people's coins because it opened them up to so much risk. And then we're also working on building a few bridges, some literally and some figuratively, to the Ethereum ecosystem and their DeFi space. So we'll also, cross-pollinate there. And we think that'll really, take Quantum to the next level. I don't want to get
sounds like
too specific because, those details are coming out real soon. So I don't want to pre-announce the announcement, but that's as much as I feel comfortable with. Yeah.
Yeah, no worries. You whet the appetite over here at least, so that's pretty good. That's good. Is Frank still with us? How's it go? Are you there, Frank?
I'm right here, boss.
How are you feeling about all of this? Or what did you want to share?
Man, it's just wonderful. Everything's wonderful. Everything's working great. To see the support of AtomicDEX is one of the most important pieces of the whole, having QRC 20 projects being able to onboard their project to a decentralized exchange is just the next step that we really need to be able to bring development into the DeFi ecosystem. I mean, without decentralized exchanges like AtomicDEX, what could we do? So it's just very important. And I think that's about what I got. John hit every nail on the head. I don't really.
Awesome.
Yeah, I know Frank, he wants to say a lot of the things that, I can't say, but yeah, we hope to, give the community what they want. And the community's building for the community, which is also great. And yeah, like Frank said, AtomicDEX, it's kind of one of those essential money Legos for the DeFi ecosystem, being able to do things cross-chain, especially when you consider the fact that it's interoperable with Bitcoin, which is, there's no more liquidity in the space than there is with Bitcoin. So, yeah.
Yes. Okay. And now, in terms of your community, if anybody wants to find out more, you mentioned about staking, delegating, using Raspberry Pi, that sort of thing. If we want to find out more, maybe ask some questions or participate in the community at all, what's the best way to do that?
So the best way to follow us and what we're announcing is twitter.com/@QTUM, 4 letters, QTUM. And then our Telegram is @Qtum official. And you could also get a Discord link from our website, qtm.org. We're really building our Discord out over the next few weeks and months. So we'll have a lot of Easter eggs there. So if you come and find one, maybe you'll get some Qtum. But yeah, we'll plan to do some AMAs. Thank you guys for joining us for the AMA last week, and thank you to the community for joining for that. I don't know if you guys want to tell them, but we both of us enjoyed it so much. We plan on doing another one in the future. So thank you all for that support.
Yeah, that AMA was absolutely successful. Thank you for inviting us into that community. I know we had an absolute blast. There were a ton of questions there that we got to scoop up. Back, and I think that Delton, the head of content that I've been plugging every once in a while here, I'm pretty sure that he's been working that into some wonderful FAQs and has been sharing that out and syndicating that. I know that's gotten some wonderful attention. So thank you too.
Great. Glad we can help.
Yeah, excellent. Karan, being so heavily involved in your own project, I'm sure it takes tireless amount of work. Are you able at all to look at or interact with other technologies, for example, like Qtum, or is that just too much on your plate?
To be honest with you, barely, like really barely. I do have a look on these technologies. I mean, with Qtum, I've checked their daemon, their core, just like recently. I was interested just like in the basically using UTX tech stack and then having this interconnection to Ethereum because it matches sort of the vision of like Komodo, our long-term vision. This blockchain and actually platform and protocol interoperability, not just like different blockchains, but it is about like connecting different protocols to each other, so that it makes like sense, right, from a crypto validation perspective, etc. We've worked on different like similar like integrations. So for me, it's personally, it's always important to keep an eye on the tech, on the industry, what's around there, what's out there, what's the progress with everyone. This also like helps you, keep the most promising projects, on your radar. And Quantum Qtum is definitely one of these projects that I do have, like at least on my personal, radar. And I'm sure I speak for the team when I say that most of our tech vetted people also keep an eye on it. A few others, I'm interested in topics such as, decentralized and truly trustless, blockchain-based and peer-to-peer governance. Like there are different implementations, protocols. So Tezos, is one like layer I'm looking at like closely, but also the Cosmos ecosystem, I believe, is like growing rapidly, etc. So there are once in a while I find, like an hour or two, just dive into something quickly, but it doesn't really allow me to build something on top of it. It's mostly just like playing with a specific implementation, checking the interface out, understanding its capabilities in order to form, an opinion that then can like fit into our architecture designs, into our visions. And at the end of the day, this is like what we're looking at. It's really like expanding into the entire crypto universe. And we do see Komodo technologies as this sort of interoperability glue, something that interconnects and bridges all these different protocols, layers, platforms, blockchains, etc.
Excellent. Well, we are ready for some stats real quickly. We're going to get to JC, and then we're going to come back to Qtum and ask for some words on that too. JC.
Hey, how's it going? So yeah, we are just under 10,000 swaps right now. This is awesome. So we've got 13 minutes left for the swap hour, 227 participants, which means that since the initial batch, there have been over 50 people that have come on and got added in. We've got 9,101 swaps total, so close to breaching 10,000.
And counting.
They're going to do it, and counting. I think they're going to do it. I'm suspecting 12,000 right now. I think that this is going to be a new all-time high for this event. I think that each event is getting a little bit stronger, and I think that Qtum is going to be the same.
All right, you heard that. Put your over/under in the chat. 12,000 is the number, or 12,000.5. Let's put that way. Over/under.
I'm going to go make swaps and help out myself.
Excellent. All right, thanks for that update, Jay Charming. Beautiful. So we're just going to come back to John and Frank and maybe get a few more words before we hit off to the break in a couple minutes here. You heard what CA333 was saying there. My question was really about, how difficult is it to do the work that you do and at the same time pay attention to all this other activity that's going on. What's your thought on that?
Yeah, I imagine you guys, have your heads down, 100%, 110% into your project. So I feel the pain of not being able to, see all the other exciting things going on in the whole space. So it's one thing I miss about conferences the most is like hearing all those things, because it's kind of like those few days where you take out of your schedule to learn about everything else going on. Besides just a fleeting tweet or something. It looks like you're sighing. So
yeah, what a good point. What a good point. No, that's actually an excellent point, and I think that's kind of the feeling, at least that I'm having here today with this event, is that it does offer a little bit of that interconnection between communities and between projects and developments and such. So I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah, so I've got something.
I think Jordan, he has like a little something that you guys would like, since I know you guys are also focused on building out the capabilities of the UTXO model. So I look forward to what he says in regards to quantum neutron. So be out for that. It's meant to be a virtual machine that's chain agnostic, but it really plays to the advantages of the UTXO model. So yeah.
Fantastic. We're going to hear from him in just over 10 minutes or so. So that's great. We're going to go to a break very shortly. Kadan, hopefully you'll still be around with us and get a chance to chat with Jordan. But either way, we're all very excited to hear from him. And thanks again, John and Frank. Did you have any last words before we head off to break?
Well, I really hope we break 12,000. If you guys are looking, I'll just reveal a little Easter egg. But there's some extra coins going around besides the Rick and Morty coins. So
Alrighty, pay
you gotta be
attention to that
quick.
then. Get them quick.
All right, guys,
There
let's
you-
beat that 12,000.
Okay, it sounds like John and Frank are both over on the 12,000 number. Let's see what happens. Okay, we're gonna go to break here. Auto, are we ready for that break?
We are. So let's take the break, and then when we come back, we have the feature speak.
All right, see you in 10 minutes with Jordan and Earl.
Later.
And we're live back again for this last portion. We finished the hour of swaps here. We're testing the AtomicDEX from Komodo platform, stressing it. Now we're back. Thanks for joining us on this live stream. We've got a very special guest, Qtum, in this event time, and in this slot we have the co-founder Jordan Earls. We're going to get to him shortly. And before that, just a quick plug on those stats. It looks like here at the last count that I got, 12,590 on that swap total. It's counting, so I'm sure we're well past that. At one point, I got 11,436, and then the next minute I was given 12,590. So those numbers just keep increasing. Good job, everyone. Hope you're having fun, enjoying it, and just really enjoying the experience of using the AtomicDEX, whether it's mobile or desktop. Unbelievable, super high quality, I think, so far. Stay in tune with us, stay in touch with us in the Discord channels and other channels, and share what you think. Looks like we've got a total of over 200 users here, 246 participants, it looks like, with wow, yeah, that's incredible. Good job, everyone. So we are going to be moving in and talk with Jordan Earls from Qtum. As we heard just in this last hour, some interesting, exciting advancements for Qtum, and Jordan has a presentation for us now. He's going to share some more exciting information about Qtum. You ready? Are you there, Jordan? Thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Wonderful.
Coming through okay?
Yes, you are, loud and clear. So why don't you share with us what you've got, and continue this really fascinating, interesting stream event that's going on through Komodo platform.
All right. So today I'm basically just going to give kind of brief introduction to what Qtum is, and also touch on kind of some on what we've been doing the past year, and what's coming up next year. So for me, basically the co-founder and lead developer, and also kind of leading Western operations. Have kind of too many titles right now, but kind of got into the space of crypto and everything back when Dogecoin was making the news, and the bobsled and all that kind of fun stuff. So Qtum is basically it launched in 2017. It's a fork of Bitcoin, and so basically it runs on kind of the Bitcoin style model of having what are called UTXOs, which is kind of a complicated term, but basically means we're pretty compatible with Bitcoin as far as integrations and support and all that. But we actually basically added on top of that model, we added the EVM, and the EVM is basically what runs the smart contracts on Ethereum. And so basically you get kind of the back end scalability and ease of use of the UTXO model from Bitcoin, and the node support and everything else. But then you can also run smart contracts on top of that. And so that's a pretty powerful innovation in itself. But then we decided to go one step further and also integrate a stable proof of stake consensus algorithm. And I know there's back whenever we launched, kind of it was kind of a very unique thing, but our proof of stake is kind of like different from what is commonly referred to as proof of stake now. So with our proof of stake system, it works in kind of a different way because there is no you don't vote for who can actually stake on the network. It's kind of like anyone can stake. And so it uses kind of like what's referred to as kernel hash and all that kind of complicated technical stuff. But the end result is basically it works kind of like a lottery system. So in Bitcoin, you kind of have the similar lottery system where basically you get a new lottery ticket by creating some hash, which you're making like millions of these hashes per second and everything. But in Qtum, basically you make a new lottery ticket by basically holding the coins, and depending on how many coins you're holding and how they're split up and stuff, those lottery tickets have weight and everything. And basically, if you win the lottery, then you get to create a block. So whenever you create a block, that means you get a block reward, which currently is 4 Qtum, and then that goes into kind of like a maturity period, and so you can't immediately spend those coins, but whatever. So but this creates kind of like a really unique kind of staking system where you don't need to go to the community and be like, hey, vote for me, I want to be a staker, or to hold $1 million worth of coins or whatever. Basically you can set up a node, go and buy some Qtum, and you can set that up for staking basically in a period of I don't know, however long it takes to set up a node, maybe 5 or 10 minutes, honestly. So it's like a really simple and decentralized system of basically securing the Qtum blockchain while also being able to get those staking rewards. And also we do have halvening similar to Bitcoin. Our first one is scheduled for next year, and that would of course cut the overall block reward from 4 minutes to, or oh my god, from 4 Qtum to 2 Qtum. And we recently added a fairly major ask for extension to the system where you can basically delegate your coins. And basically what that means is you still hold on to your coins. You control them. No one can steal them from you. You can keep them in a cold wallet, even like a ledger or hardware wallet or whatever. And then you basically can say, okay, I trust this address to stake my coins for me, on my behalf. And then they can stake those coins. They can take a small fee, and then you get the rewards and everything. And this is a really interesting way of doing staking so that we keep everything nice and decentralized and without needing to have voting and permission and all that kind of stuff, or minimum coin amount. But also makes it where you can easily participate in the staking ecosystem without having to actually run your own node, or in the case of using a hardware wallet, you can keep those coins safe on your wallet. So with that, we that launched just a few months ago actually, and we've been doing a stakeathon program to kind of incentivize, make it a little more exciting, get a little more reward and such. And we have 50 registered super stakers, and those are basically those are basically nodes that you can delegate your stake to, and they will do all the block validation, create blocks, and basically use your coins on your behalf to create those blocks. And and overall about 36% of the recent blocks have basically been doing this offline staking. So it's being proven pretty popular, even though it's fairly new, and we're still missing a few support pieces as far as wallet support, because it takes a little bit of integration work to kind of do that delegation. But anyway, going into kind of our next thing on the roadmap, though, and that is faster blocks. So right now we have a block time of 128 seconds, which basically means on average, quantum blocks come every about 2 minutes. And that of course can be kind of painful for certain DeFi applications, even for things like swapping with AtomicDEX and such. And so basically we're trying to reduce that block time from 128 seconds, which is about 2 minutes, to about 30 seconds, 32 seconds, and maybe even 16 seconds. But, of course, we have to do a lot of testing to make sure that the network is stable by speeding it up like that. And so we've been doing that kind of testing and trying to strike the right balance between, making sure everything's perfectly stable and secure while also making it all just generally faster. And that, of course, would kind of like preserve the block reward economics and all that kind of stuff. So basically, we would reduce the block reward per block to where you're getting faster rewards, but basically it's less rewards because there's more of them happening. And this of course benefits small stakers and such too, because they can basically see they're more likely to get a payout quicker, basically. So rather than pay out every 1 month, say, it might be just 1 week or something like that. So we're really excited about getting this faster block time and everything. I think it's going to be like really good for going into the DeFi application space and everything. And so kind of like covering what we did last year. Or not last year, but this past year, almost at the end of the year. But we've been working with DeFi, basically kind of like those DeFi Lego pieces, trying to set up basically the infrastructure needed to build some really great and interesting DeFi applications in the future. And so that includes things like, like atomic swaps and having bridges and stable coins and future tokens and governance systems and everything else. That kind of like really ties into this DeFi ecosystem to make it usable and exciting. And we don't have a whole lot we can talk about yet, just because everything is kind of like still making sure everything's built before we start announcing a whole bunch of stuff and new partnerships. But there's definitely some exciting stuff coming in the next month or two. And then we basically in the Q3 a few months ago, we hard forked to enable that offline staking feature that I talked about earlier. And of course started the stakeathon around that, and that's been really exciting, seeing kind of like more people staking and basically people having an easier time doing staking and overall helping to secure the quantum network while also getting a reward for themselves, of course. And along with that, we also have put in place a DeFi incentive program, so that basically if you have a DeFi product and you want to expand into quantum, or if you even just have an idea of a product, basically you can apply for a grant, and the Quantum Foundation will of course review that grant and figure out if is this useful to the quantum ecosystem, and if so, then you get some funds to basically do that integration and do the development work and marketing and such around it. And then of course sometime early next year we're planning to do the faster block time fork. But of course that it's kind of like a simple change, except for it requires a ton of testing. The development work on it isn't greatly difficult, as long as the testing is good. And then finally, later next year, hopefully, there's not quite a hard deadline on this yet, but there's quantum neutron. And quantum neutron is kind of like, designed to take quantum kind of like to the next level beyond just, Ethereum virtual machine, but better, and into kind of like a new unique space. And so neutron is a new smart contract system that will be built on top of quantum, but it's being designed in kind of like a chain agnostic way. And also one of the key features like for quantum, and also of course affects AtomicDEX and other partners, is that it will actually be possible to kind of like expose the power of the UTXO model to smart contracts. So right now with the EVM, we don't really have that power just because the Ethereum virtual machine was designed to run on Ethereum. So there's kind of like a design mismatch there. And Neutron is instead being designed to basically expose all the features that Quantum has available, including that UTXO set, like that UTXO feature, so that smart contracts could actually like observe UTXOs. They could potentially create like new tokens within UTXOs. And basically what that ends up enabling is a lot of interesting second layer scaling and DeFi applications to work in a much more seamless way than it's currently capable of working on Quantum or Ethereum. And we think that, this is still kind of like in the, like it's part of it's implemented, but it's also still kind of being designed to make sure that, we can make sure it's a success and that it's actually, very useful and accomplishes these goals. And, of course, Quantum is kind of like the first target of this new smart contract platform, but in theory, it could later apply to other blockchains, or even like side chains or second layer scaling kind of like mechanisms where you need to run a smart contract that will be deterministic and all that technical stuff. Yeah, so that's like kind of like really exciting, and also like rough smart contracts should be like really interesting. And from kind of like the prototype stuff, it's been rather interesting, but yeah, like still kind of far future just because it's such a large project. But anyway, I think we're pretty much like, kind of coming to the end of that. And what we've been working on, and kind of like where we're going this next year. And yeah, so I think that's it for me. Thanks everyone for having me. Thanks AtomicDEX.
Yeah, thank you, Jordan Earls, for that presentation. It was very juicy. There's a lot to chew on in that, and probably worth another viewing, at least for me. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
And Otto, once you're ready, we can re-enable some of these webcams and continue with the discussion. We got some stats to update and prizes to talk about, and any final thoughts. If anybody has any specific questions for Jordan Earls, please drop them in the chat and we'll do our best. It's hard to keep up with everything. There's so much going on, but if we can get to it, we'll do our best to get to it.
Yes, thanks a lot. That was a great presentation. A lot of interesting info. I think me included, and many like we don't have too much time to follow all the projects, so it's always interesting to hear about them. But indeed, yeah, we are ready to move on whenever you guys are.
Yeah, I think I saw Jordan there. I don't know who I just saw there, but welcome back when you're ready. we just have a quick stat to update for you, and then we'll move on again. So at least by the last count, we had up to 16,220 total swaps. Amazing. And 259 users. So that's fantastic. And the number here,
261 now.
oh, wow, it just keeps adding on. Good stuff. Good stuff to keep spawning. Amazing. Well, yeah, we're coming back to Jordan. Did you want to say, oh, there you are. Good stuff. So this segment, the theme is a new age for DeFi. Qtum is coming out with a bit more of a DeFi related offering or technology and product. What do you want to say around that? Is there any other thought that you have to share with us?
Yeah, I mean, the DeFi space is definitely, it's kind of amazing how large it's grown in this past year. And Qtum definitely, like, we see it as, like, there's always the risk of DeFi being a fad or something, kind of like the ICO trend was in 2017. But we think that DeFi is going to be kind of like an integral piece of basically anything else that comes up in blockchain. It's definitely proven itself extremely useful, and it's extremely exciting, and it's so easy, like, to do some of these, like, applications and everything. As far as, like, the user experience, maybe not easy for developers, but yeah, so we're just, like, kind of excited and excited about what's on our roadmap, honestly.
Nice. So we'll definitely keep an eye out in 2021. You're going to be rolling out some things for everyone. And if I'm not mistaken, there's already a bit of a test net that people can play around on. Is that true in terms of the DeFi stuff, or is that a little early?
Yeah, I mean, like, there is a like a quantum testnet, but it's not like just for DeFi. But of course, there's quite a few applications already being tested there and such that we can't quite talk too much about yet.
Ah, okay, interesting. That's always nice to hear. It gives something to look forward to. And already you've shared some good news in terms of what you're working on and what's to come. So that's pretty exciting. Is Karan here? Anyhow, okay. Well, we're still enjoying our time here. We have John and Frank here as well, joining from Qtum, and we're talking with Jordan Earls. So we have also people from your community here. Is there anything that you wanted to say to them right now? They're participating in this stress test. The statistics are showing very well. So I would like to say thank you to everyone who's joining and participating, but sometimes they want to hear directly from you.
Yeah, I mean, thanks for participating, and keep swapping. Swap more.
I think John's in the lead, aren't you, John?
Yeah, I think I'm up there. It's tough to decide who's my favorite, Rick or Morty. They're both great.
I like that. Swap more.
Swap more. Excellent. Okay, Jordan, have you tried swapping one yet?
And I did try swapping, like, kind of just before this, actually. It's pretty cool. Like, I saw that there was, like, some, like, errors or something, but I didn't have any problems with it. So
cool. And what do you think about AtomicDEX in terms of Qtum and where you're moving in towards with the DeFi and that sort of a thing? Like, how do you find the fit with that, or what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's going to be great. That's kind of like a secure exchange and everything, where you kind of, like, hold your own coins, but you can swap them easily and quickly. I think that's, like, kind of one of the hallmarks of the DeFi space, is being able to kind of, like, you know, do these swaps and trades and such, you know, without stress and without having to basically have another person hold your coins and make sure they're safe. It's really powerful being able to make sure your own coins are safe.
Nice. And I believe John was mentioning earlier that Qtum also works on a decentralized exchange, which will figure into your DeFi ambitions as well. Is that accurate?
Yeah. I mean, we have one project that just launched. They're called Chief Swap, and been kind of following them. It looks pretty exciting so far, but you know, still kind of early.
Excellent. And you are aware that if you want to use AtomicDEX or anything about that, you can just take it for yourself as long as you keep it free. Are you familiar with that?
I don't think so, actually.
Well, yeah, I think we already have Marmara chain who has taken it and started working with that. And yeah, anybody who wants to play around with it can do that. So just FYI, when maybe if you're on holiday or something and you want to take a break from Qtum, you can play around with some AtomicDEX stuff.
Yeah, awesome.
Wonderful. Well, I feel like for somebody like you who's much more technically capable than me, it might be enjoyable to look into these things. For me, it becomes very stressful to try and play around sometimes. But I think one thing that is cool is that we're all getting a chance to learn a little bit, and it helps to have people like you and John and Frank around to help with communities and to build out these types of products and projects. And same thing with all of the Komodo team, all the hard work that everybody's doing. We're like a couple minutes away from ending right now, so we are going to move into some final stats and prize info. Hopefully Jay Charming is with us here to take over, but I do want to thank you so much for joining this stream and just sharing your thoughts candidly. And thanks for being here. And if you have any last words you want to share, we'd love to hear them.
Yeah, thank you. It's been really exciting, and you know, I've been watching the stream before I was on, and you know, it's pretty fun. And the stress test concept itself was kind of like awesome. Like that kind of like, you know, tested in production kind of thing. But yeah, I don't really have any other last thoughts other than, you know, thanks, and you know, join our community and such, and join the you know, Komodo community if you're watching.
Right on.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks. And John, yes?
Yeah, I just want to extend my thanks to the community and to your team as well. We really appreciate it. And, you know, swap on. Reading the stats, like people just posting in the Discord here, there was like over 2,000 transactions, swap transactions in the last block or something. So
Well,
pretty
thank you,
wicked.
and yeah, thank you, and congratulations, everyone who's participating in these stress test events and making all those swaps. This is amazing. Jay Charming, can you jump in here and share anything last with us?
Oh yeah, I can do the pitch on the last refresher. Yeah, so it looks like 17,744 the swaps before we shut off the event for this time. That is absolutely fantastic. 17,000, almost 18,000 swaps in this. Wow.
Thank you, Qtum community. Thank you, Qtum.
You guys are absolutely the best. We're going to be definitely dropping into your channels and doing another AMA soon, probably right after the new year. We've got a bunch of good stuff that we can bring you to talk about. And I heard that you're doing an onboarding for your Discord. I think that we'll be doing some cross collab there as well to encourage maybe getting an AMA from Qtum over in Komodo Discord and getting some cross pollination between our communities more. You guys are absolutely. Oh, I just got an update. 18,902. This is absolutely fantastic. Y'all are the best.
Phenomenal.
Good number.
Okay. Yeah.
Just going
this
up.
is great. Okay, and Jay Charming, do you have any last words in terms of prizes information? I'm sure everybody is foaming at the mouth about some of these prizes. So did you want to say any quick words about that?
I do. So we what we've been doing is we've been batching out the prizes and the airdrops for people participating between the events. Last swap event was for EMC2, and EMC2 is actually still getting their reward bundle over to us so that we can drop it all at one go and rain it into everybody's wallets, as opposed to like doing it in little bits, because they have more that they wanted to add into it. And I just couldn't turn them down for it because they were so pleased with the swap hour. So we've got a whole chunk, like 25,000, I think, EMC2 that's going to be getting rained into everybody's wallets from last swap hour during the next few hours. And then we've got Qtum being rained into people's wallets here over the next couple hours as well, for everybody that did atomic swaps. It was absolutely great. Be sure to show up for the next event, which is event 4, that's talking about privacy, which I think our MC is probably going to go talk about soon. And particularly show up because at the beginning of that, there's going to be one of those bounty cash rewards, the reward 4 on the competition list, that you only get if you show up at the live stream and if you participate in it and then come collect it from our Discord in one of the Thursday meetings afterwards. I'm letting you know ahead of time right now. It's going to be there, and it's also going to be pretty cool news. So people are going to want to see it. I'll hand it back to you, MC.
Alrighty then. Well, thank you everyone for this great time. We're going to sign off here. Thanks again to the Qtum team for being here, and the Komodo team for being here. Auto, Kadan, Jay Charming, of course. We had earlier PTYX. And then from Qtum, we had John and Frank, and of course, Jordan, Earls. Thank you all for joining. I'm E. Giuliano, and we'll see you again on the next round. It's only halfway there, so we've got 3 more to go. Excelente. See you all.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, community.
Go Quantum.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Take care. Thank you.